Why? Because the one man who saved him, Tyler Perry, turned into his worst nightmare. In a twist no one saw coming, Perry, Hollywood's billionaire kingmaker, just detonated a media bomb, revealing hidden recordings, secret contracts, and backdoor betrayals that could obliterate Meghan and Harry's entire post-royal narrative. This is not just scandal. This is survival. And the Sussexes, they're cornered. Stay with us. Because what you're about to hear will change the way you see Meghan, Harry, and the price of playing with power. Once upon a time, Tyler Perry was more than a friend, he was a lifeline. When Harry and Meghan fled the UK, ditching royal duty for the bright lights of Hollywood, Perry opened his $18 million Beverly Hills estate. Private jet, security teams. No questions asked. He gave them everything. He gave them a sanctuary. Perry wasn't just a safe haven. He was their Hollywood passport. His name carried weight in every studio boardroom and every media outlet. Lending them his estate wasn't just a kind gesture. It was a strategic move that instantly legitimized their new American identity. Meghan and Harry leveraged that alliance in every interview, documentary, and press appearance. He was painted as their savior, their chosen family, their godsend. In return, Meghan made Perry godfather to her daughter, a sacred title in royal tradition. The cameras rolled, Netflix cashed in, and America bought the story of a prince and his princess rescued by Hollywood royalty. But it was all a script. Behind the glowing documentary scenes were carefully rehearsed moments, PR-driven narratives, and according to insiders, multiple takes of spontaneous interviews. Meghan practiced her facial expressions. Harry rehearsed abandonment monologues. It wasn't vulnerability. It was a brand being built with surgical precision. And Tyler Perry, he wasn't just their host. He was their proof that they didn't need the monarchy until now. Everything changed when actor Derek Dixon filed a jaw-dropping $260 million lawsuit against Tyler Perry, sending shockwaves through Hollywood. Dixon accused Perry of cultivating a toxic and abusive environment behind the scenes of his hit bet, Show the Oval. The lawsuit alleges verbal tirades, intimidation tactics, and systemic mistreatment of cast and crew claims that starkly contrast Perry's public image as a benevolent mogul and industry trailblazer. Within hours of the lawsuit's filing, social media exploded. Hashtags like #PerryExposed and #Justice for the Oval began trending, forcing Perry's team into crisis mode. Longtime fans were stunned. Industry insiders whispered about years of NDA-covered silence finally unraveling. The media vultures circled fast, and Meghan Markle, once quick to champion Perry as her guardian angel, vanished from the narrative entirely. In a single news cycle, Perry's pristine image took a devastating blow. Media outlets swarmed the story. Online outrage exploded, and suddenly, the man who had once been lauded for his philanthropy and loyalty was fighting to defend his entire empire. And Meghan, she ghosted him. Photos disappeared from her social accounts. Mentions of Uncle Tyler were deleted. Even press releases naming him godfather were quietly scrubbed. What had once been a symbol of eternal gratitude became a liability overnight. It wasn't just distancing. It was erasure. Tyler Perry noticed. And what Meghan didn't count on was the clause in the residency agreement Harry and Meghan signed when they moved into Perry's mansion, a clause that gave Perry the legal right to disclose private information if publicly disavowed. Translation: Meghan's PR cleanup unlocked Perry's vault of secrets, and he's just begun to open it. According to Hollywood insiders, Tyler Perry is sitting on a treasure trove, over 17 hours of private recordings, audio, transcripts, and behind-the-scenes footage from the Sussexes' stay at his estate. These aren't eavesdrop clips. They were taken legally, under the terms of residency, with full rights for Perry to use them to protect his reputation. Already leaked, a conversation where Meghan allegedly discusses how to selectively show sympathy in interviews, and Harry complaining about Netflix pushing back on content demands. But that's just the appetizer. Sources say there are strategy sessions, late-night fights, and damning conversations about how to weaponize victimhood while dodging accountability, discussions about how to frame their royal departure, arguments over how much of their personal life to exploit for clicks. Behind the glamour and smiling photo ops, There was calculation, cold planning, and a level of manipulation that Perry could no longer ignore. He was in the room for it all, and now he has the tapes to prove it. This isn't emotional vengeance, it's business warfare. And Perry, the ultimate Hollywood strategist, is using precision timing to inflict maximum damage. The Perry fallout couldn't come at a worse time, because the Sussex empire, it's crumbling and fast. Behind the glitzy magazine covers and headline interviews, the cracks have widened into chasms. Hollywood, once captivated by the royal rebels, is now turning cold. Former allies have gone silent. High-profile collaborators are backing out of deals. And studio executives, they're whispering one word behind closed doors: liability. Markle, the Sussexes media company, has seen multiple key executives resign in the last year. Multiple deals are said to be frozen, with producers citing Meghan and Harry's waning public favorability as a major concern. Even Netflix, which once hailed them as content gold, is rumored to be rethinking its investment. And now, with Perry publicly stepping away, armed with receipts, their story is no longer under their control. The illusion of invincibility has shattered. What's left is a brittle brand, teetering under the weight of too many half-truths and not enough substance. That $100 million Netflix deal, insiders say it was closer to $20 million, with a clause requiring fresh content to release the remaining funds. And Netflix executives are reportedly unimpressed. Projects like Live to Lead and Heart of Invasion underperformed. Audience engagement plummeted. The Sussex brand stopped trending. Spotify, gone. Netflix, hanging by a thread. And their production company, Archewell, is bleeding money. Revenue is down, viewership is down, and investor confidence is evaporating. Meanwhile, their expenses are astronomical. $14.6 million Montecito mansion, $2 million a year on private security, $288,000 in annual property taxes. Full-time staff, nannies, chefs, gardeners, communications teams. Add to that Meghan's lavish lifestyle launches, and you get a burn rate that no amount of royalty spilling can cover. They've reportedly fired or lost over 25 staff since 2020, and most recently, their entire external PR firm. That's not budget tightening, that's a brand on the verge of financial freefall. When faced with backlash to her lifestyle series, with Love, Meghan, the Duchess didn't double down with grit or humility. Instead, she reportedly scoffed. This is a thing in 2025. The criticism, everything from her lack of culinary credentials to her tone-deaf luxury brand endorsements, the public didn't buy the influencer persona. But Meghan wasn't prepared to be challenged. And that, sources say, is her fatal flaw. Because when the pressure rises, Meghan disappears. She erased Tyler Perry when his name became inconvenient. She cut ties with former friends like Jessica Mulroney when headlines turned. She distances herself from projects when feedback turns negative. It's a pattern, one that polls now reflect. Only 20% of Brits now view Meghan favorably, the lowest score since tracking began in 2017. Even in the US, 46% hold an unfavorable opinion. Meghan's brand isn't just in decline, it's collapsing. Perry isn't bluffing. Industry insiders say the audio leaks were a warning shot, a reminder that Perry holds the receipts. The real firestorm is still coming. He has over 17 hours of recordings, annotated transcripts, behind-the-scenes footage, confidential emails, and strategic memos. Each release will be timed for maximum impact. One insider said, Perry's not out for revenge. He's out to clear his name and show the world who the Sussexes really are. For Meghan and Harry, this isn't just reputation risk. This is existential risk. Because if Perry reveals even a fraction of what insiders claim he has, the Sussex brand won't recover. And with no PR team left, no damage control plan in place, and no allies left in the industry, they're defenseless. Which brings us to now. Prince Harry, once the royal rebel, the Netflix maverick, the man who said goodbye to the crowns, reportedly booking emergency flights back to the UK. There is no press statement, no warm welcome, no red carpet. This isn't a victory lap, it's a retreat. Because what remains in Hollywood? A crumbling empire, a partner under fire, a mentor turned enemy with nuclear evidence, and a brand so toxic, even investors are pulling out. The American dream has become a nightmare. Harry's return to Britain isn't about reconciliation, it's about refuge. The man who burned every bridge is now hoping one just one is still standing. So what happens now? Will Tyler Perry unleash the full archive? Will Harry beg for royal re-entry? Can Meghan salvage what's left of her image? Or is this the moment the world finally sees, through the glamour, the PR, and the polish, and confronts the raw truth behind the Sussex story? The cracks are now impossible to hide. The tapes are real. The fallout is inevitable. And the fairy tale, it's not just over. It's being erased in real time. Subscribe for more explosive updates as the truth unfolds.